midfielder playing on the half turn in tight areas. What he can do, he can run from box to box at speed. So we saw the advantage of having him in this Manchester City team at the moment, getting that cross into the box. At that point, you really felt it was game over.
Haaland getting a couple of goals tonight is one more positive for you, Shay, before we get into the horror show here.
Well, you said before, was it 15 goals this season? Now it's 17. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Haaland's performance. He scored a hat-trick last week for Norway. You know, I think they'll still get goals, this team, but there's alarm bells going off at the back, and I know Kenny done a piece before the game, rightly so, because the defensive stuff and the goals that we conceding has been, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, horrendous. And again tonight they've raised their ugly head again.
They did. Kenny, do you want to start us off with the first goal? Haj Musa?
Yeah, no problem.
I mean, that's what you're paying for, so you might as well do it.
Set the ball rolling. I think the mistakes Guardiola's, don't get me wrong. I think Musa puts him in a little bit of trouble here. He pops a header to him. I don't think he's aware of what's around him. Guardiola, it's a hopeful ball over the top, isn't it? Doesn't look to be any danger here whatsoever. The young Manchester City centre half, see here, just popping that ball into Guardiola. He's not sure what's around him. Has to make a better connection, don't get me wrong. But it's a brilliant finish. I have to say that from Musa. The first touch around Edison, a really tight angle, doesn't panic. But again, self-inflicted.
You were loving that finish, Neil.
Oh, it's a great finish. You know, he's still got a lot to do from this angle, but he just, you know, cushions it in there beautifully from a really difficult angle. You know, but it's all on Guardiola's time to take the ball down, play it forward.
That's
as a manager,
3-1.
Yeah, but as a manager, right, you can't legislate, and he sets standards, and you're 3-0 up, you're cruising, and then one of your best players just inexplicably gives a bad back pass, and all of a sudden you let the opposition back into the game.
If I'm one of the players, I'm glancing over, and I'm seeing Pep like that.
But that's the way it is.
3-1 up.
And he's not. He's usually kicking more balls and like finding the world, and that's why be a little bit more animated. That worried me a little bit. That kind of sullen appearance, really disconsolate, disillusioned.
Yeah, but I think he was going nuts before we ended up seeing him like that. I'd love to see what his number 2 was doing as well.
He went home early tonight, so he clocked off early.
He's on the M60.
It wasn't a night for him. Just on that goal, there wasn't much more Edison could have done on that one. He seemed to push Musa.
No, it's a poor mistake from Guardiola. It really was. Put him in trouble. It's a brilliant finish, as you say. He could have panicked on, but he just let that last bounce, and it's a brilliant finish from a tight angle. Now Edison might be in question for the next couple of goals, but
yeah,
don't think the first one.
But what about Pep there? What about that reaction that just to have the head in the hands?
Well,
like that?
Neil obviously he's been in that position more than us as an ex-manager. You know, you put your whole week into the things have been going so bad for them in recent weeks, and you're 3-0. And he just wants a clean sheet. Pep, he wants a 3-0 going into Sunday, no goals conceded. And that's a 3-1.
That's probably all he's thinking.
I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what his mindset is. It 3-all. I don't know.
Santiago Jimenez got them right back in. It was at this moment that you realise, hang on, City could be in a bit of bother here.
Well, it just shows how fragile they are at the minute, their confidence and stuff. I mean, it's a poor ball again, I think, from Guardiola. He plays into trouble, and now we think at this point Feyenoord are overplayed. Latoba around the back. Look at Nunes at the bottom of your screen. Doesn't he goalkeeping? You know, Ederson's been a phenomenal signing for Manchester City, but again, that can't get through that gap.
What's going through his head there, do you think?
I don't know. I don't know if he's had a gamble up his cut and going to get a cut back or whatever, but he can also use his hands there. He's tried to kick it away. He's obviously not far enough in front of the post to get around the post. It's a poor goal. Yeah, but like Shay says, it shouldn't get to that point. Stop it at source. We spoke about Gundogan, a lack of a defensive mindset. Where we've seen Nunes there, he gets drawn into the defensive unit. He just has to defend his area of the pitch. He doesn't
see
the
danger.
He
doesn't
sense. He's not a natural defender. This is the problem with that they have in those areas of the pitch. Just can't trust enough people in those positions.
Yeah, but for me, it comes from Guardiola playing a really poor pass. Yeah. In the midfield player, he's got 3 around him on. And all of a sudden they lose the ball in transition, and you know, Feyenoord of the ball, you know, yards outside the City box. You know, again, it's just, I don't know if his head's gone at this stage because of the mistake he made for the first goal, but it's just bad decision making.
I wouldn't mind you were building a Guardiola package.
He played well up to that point.
He was playing all right for a while. Now you have to worry.
2 goals away.
His confidence. He's got Mo Salah coming at him on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. Well, probably an hour into the game, I thought him and Lewis had been the best players. He'd been good. His concentration levels have been good. He used the ball smartly. I think maybe just the fact, 3-0, look, this game's over, just kind of gets a little bit lax between the ears. You can't allow that to happen. Made a couple of individual errors, and he's really cost his team.
David Hanko is the hero for Feyenoord to equalise late on, and this is another bit of a disaster show from defensively from Manchester City.
Well, the line for a start is a mess, and then I think if Edison's not going to get there, he's just got to take the guy out. He doesn't, and you know, City at 6s and 7s. It's just a straight ball over the top. You can see Poussey trying to play offside, but look at the line. So Ricky Lewis decides to go with the runner because he is onside. It's just the line is so high. Ederson, I don't know what he's thinking.
It's not beyond Ederson to take players out in that situation.
Yeah, but I think he should. Either that or...
I think he's got to stay at home, personally.
Yeah,
I think...
Whatever he can, just don't do that.
No, I mean, Neil's right. If he makes the decision to come, possibly take him out, but he's in no man's land, basically. That's the bottom line. But his starting position was okay, but then you have to read the ball through, and can you get it? No. Back off into your goal, and then they've got some chance of defending it. But you look at the Feyenoord players lining up, they put that ball in the net.
Yeah.
You know, there's no. I know the City players are pushing up and they've got to turn and come back, but at the same time, that's a worry for me getting back into the box.
But you know, you can't push up, Kenny, when the guy's comfortable on the ball.
Oh, this is the modern game, but
You made a good point, didn't you, about the young fella?
yeah, look at the young kid. I'm thinking back to the sporting game as well. Gakore scored a ball in behind off the shoulder, the young kid as well, looking to keep that high line. This is what they're being encouraged to do. This is what they're being coached to do, to hold that line for as long as possible. Any experienced right-sided centre half there senses immediately there's kind of danger and drops into the space. If he drops early there, young Rico Lewis there, people look at him thinking, what's he doing dropping in there? He's on his own. He's actually doing the right thing. He's sensing danger and he's dropping early into the space. The young kid Poussey should be doing the same.
Just on Ederson there, Shay, he's built a career on those kind of situations,
Yeah.
and he normally actually, I think, frightens attackers in those situations because he does come out very aggressively and very fast. But in a situation like that, it just didn't look like
just the shot we had. Just the shot we had. We didn't actually see his starting position as the ball was played, if I'm being brutally honest. Now, if he had 5 yards up further, how many times have we seen Ederson come out and head the ball? It looked like he was, when we did see him come into shot, it looked like he was a bit deep in his position. We've seen him many's a time on the edge of the box and he can head out for a throw and no baller. But I just think he was a bit deep in his starting position perhaps. But then, as he reads the flight of the ball in, if he thinks he's not getting it, he's got to back off from.
كما استمعنا جميعا ماذا قال الأسطورة الجزائرية يختار باللومي في تصريحات حصرية لقنوات بي ان سبورت، تحدث عن الكثير من الأشياء، أكيد من أبرزها إنجاز التظاهرة التي فعلوها في 1982 بالفوز على ألمانيا الغربية بهدفين مقابل هدف. كذلك تحدث عن المنتخب الوطني الجزائري بقيادة بيكتوفيتش، قال بأن المدرب يلزمه الكثير من الوقت للتعرف على اللاعبين داخل وخارج الجزائر. كما نعلم جميعا بيكتوفيتش الذي بدأ منصبه كمدير فني للمنتخب الوطني الجزائري خلف الجمال الماضي المقال من منصبه بعد 3 خيبات متتالية مع المنتخب الجزائري، نسختين في كأس أفريقيا وعدم التأهل إلى مونديال قطر 2022. بيكتوفيتش كما يسلمنا ذكر بدأ مهامه في شهر مارس الماضي، فوز على بوليفيا ب3 أهداف مقابل هدفين، وتعادل أمام جنوب أفريقيا ب3 مقابل 3. على الصعيد المباريات الرسمية، بيكتوفيتش بدأ شهر جوان الماضي بخسارة نعم هنا بالجزائر بهدفين مقابل هدف على ملعب نصر مانديلا، لكن بعد 3 أيام فاز على منتخب أوغندا خارج الديار بصعوبة نعم بنفس النتيجة بهدفين مقابل هدف. لكن في تصفية كأس العالم يجب الفوز ب3 نقاط للبقاء في الصراع للتأهل إلى مونديال أمريكا وكندا والمكسيك 2026. حتى الآن المنتخب الوطني في صدارة مجموعاته بعد مرور 4 جولات عفوا. المنتخب الموزمبيقي كذلك بنفس رصيد المنتخب الجزائري ب9 نقاط مناصبة معه في الصدارة. كذلك نتحدث عن نجله محمد بشير بلومي الذي يلعب في البرتغال. كانت عروض حسب الصحافة الجزائرية تقول بأن بلومي الصغير سوف يذهب إلى مارسيليا، ولكن لم حتى الآن لا يوجد خبر رسمي يؤكد ذلك. إن شاء الله بالتوفيق للمحترفين في كل مكان. وهو الشباب بكم خلصنا إلى فيديو من تنزيل عمل باللايك فيديو واشتراك وقناة الجزائر جرس قريبا. السلام عليكم.